So the iPhone 17 Pro barely touched store shelves, and Apple's already deep into shaping the iPhone 18 Pro. And honestly, the early leaks are surprisingly sensible. It feels like Apple finally looked at a list of things people have actually been complaining about and went, "All right, fine, we'll fix it." Let's start with the one thing that has been bugging a lot of people this year: the weird two-tone back. When the 17 Pro leaks first came out, I genuinely thought there was no way Apple would ship that mismatched aluminum and glass look. It felt like a prototype that escaped the building. And yes, the final phone looks better than those early images, but still, every time I look at it, something feels slightly off. Like the colors are trying really hard to be friends, but clearly aren't. But here's the good news. According to a new leak from Instant Digital, Apple seems to be quietly working on fixing this for the 18 Pro. And it lines up with what Digital Chat Station hinted at earlier too. Basically, Apple is trying to get the glass cutout and the aluminum frame much closer in color this time. How close can they get? Hard to say. Aluminum and glass reflect light differently, so a perfect match might not happen. But if they can get it close enough that the back doesn't look like two materials arguing with each other, I'll call that a win. Now, the second big leak is even more interesting, because it's about battery life. And Apple seems to be doubling down on the one thing people have been begging for. Apparently, the iPhone 18 Pro Max will be thicker and heavier than the 17 Pro Max. And before you panic, this is probably a good thing. The 17 Pro lineup already delivered the best battery life we've ever seen on an iPhone. And that's largely because Apple finally stopped chasing thinness and embraced the brick lifestyle. And honestly, it worked. Sales are strong, reviews have been great, and users overwhelmingly prefer a slightly heavier phone if it means the battery doesn't tap out by dinner time. So if Apple wants to keep going down that path, makes sense. And even though the leak specifically mentions the 18 Pro Max, it wouldn't be surprising if the regular 18 Pro gets the same treatment. Apple did the same thing this year. Both Pro models got the thicker design, even though early leaks suggested it would only be the Max. Now there is a limit. Eventually, the iPhone Pro might cross into mini tablet territory where people start complaining it's too heavy. But clearly we're not there yet, because Apple is still comfortable adding even more mass next year. And the 18 Pro Max might be the moment where we find out just how far people are willing to go for all-day battery life. Anyway, that's where things stand right now. A cleaner design, better color matching on the back, and even more battery power if you're willing to carry a slightly chunkier phone. Honestly, these sound like upgrades people will actually feel in everyday use, not just spec sheet fluff. But what about you? Would you take a thicker, heavier iPhone if it meant the battery becomes almost impossible to kill? And do you think Apple should fix the two-tone design or just keep it unique? Drop your thoughts below. I'm genuinely curious where people stand on this.